This is the tube map, or well, a small part of a massive iconic map showing all routes and stations that all TfL services call at. It's very useful for wayfinding, especially if you're not a local or you're just visiting. It shows all the correct routes. Or does it? However, there is one small exception that is located on the DLR network, which we'll be checking out in today's video. So join me as I show you why the tube map is actually lying to you. Hello there, today you find me outside Westferry station, from where I'll hopefully be taking a very simple one-stop journey to West India Quay station. So, without further ado, let's head up to the platforms and catch my train. As you can see on this map, the journey is only one simple stop, so surely there aren't any catches and the map isn't just lying to us here. Well, there's only one way to find out, but before we do any of that, let's tap our Oyster card on the barrier here. Most DLR stations don't have what you consider a proper station building, and therefore, instead of oyster barriers, feature an oyster pad, which relies solely on trusting people to tap in and out. The train now departing is bound for Princess Regent, but you can also catch trains to Bank, Tower Gateway, Woolwich Arsenal, Beckton and Lewisham. A few minutes later, our train bound for Lewisham pulls in. This is a B2K train, which was introduced into the network around 2001. The journey to West India Quay is set to take about 3 minutes, and since both stations are located within Zone 2, it will only set me back £2.10, which if you ask me is absolutely ridiculous for such a journey. Over there in the distance is 1 Canada Square, which is a sign of how close we are to Canary Wharf. And here we are slowly approaching West India Quay. Let's get ready to alight the train here. What's this? We're not slowing down. This is very odd. The tube map clearly states that this is a possible journey. Maybe the station is closed? Or just get off at the next stop and double back. I've decided to get off at Canary Wharf, which I must admit is the best looking station on the DLR network. Just look up and you'll see how impressive it is. This station also uses the Spanish solution, meaning all 3 tracks share 2 platforms, allowing people to board and alight the trains at a more faster rate. If you go to the southern ends of the platforms, you can get a view of Heron Keen station, which is very good if you want to see how close your next train is. My train has finally arrived. The journey to West India Quay is so short, so here's the entire journey with no cuts.
Change to the Elizabeth line. When leaving the train, please remember to take all your belongings with you.
And just like that, we're here. I can't believe this journey cost me £2. If you head to the entrance of the station, you'll see that it lies directly above a river. The only station that I know is like that is Blackfriars. Aside from that, the entrance to the station is very grim, and is only made up of stairs and oyster pads to touch in and out. Now here we are on the platforms. Now let's check out why the tube map is lying to you. Firstly, let's take a look at this DLR network map, which shows all the different routes that currently run. As you can see, trains heading towards Lewisham from Westferry do not stop at West India Quay, while services heading towards Westferry from Lewisham do stop there. However, the tube map does nothing to show this at all, and makes it seem like a journey from Westferry is possible. Secondly, let's take a look at what seems to be Platform 1. The current station design has 3 platforms. Platform 2 serves trains to Lewisham, Platform 3 serves trains towards Stratford, and Platform 4 serves trains towards Bank or Tower Gateway. You see, up until 2009, Platform 1 was actually in service, but that changed when the Delta junction that allows trains to access the Lewisham, Beckton and Woolwich Arsenal branches was upgraded. However, with the new bridges being built, the new track shape for Platform 1 were no longer connected to the platforms, and therefore it was decided to stop Westferry services from calling at the station. And despite it being like this for the past 16 years, there has been no direct indication of this being the case on the tube map. The closest to this is the red marker on West India Quay station, which connotes a variation in service, which if you ask me is extremely vague. And with that, you can see why exactly the tube map is lying to you. Here you can see a train heading towards Canary Wharf station. You can see just how hard it would be to build a platform at such a low level and at a steep gradient. Anyways, that's all for today's video. If you like what you saw today, then be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. Also, be sure to join my Discord. You can find a link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.